Okay, real talk. If you've got a slower swing speed and you're still playing a Pro V1, you might be throwing yards in the trash every single round. And I'm not being dramatic. The ball you play actually matters more than most people think. A lot of golfers obsess over their driver, their irons, their putting stroke, and completely ignore the one piece of equipment that touches every single shot: the golf ball. So today we're looking at the Bridgestone E12 Contact because a lot of people are talking about this thing, and the question everyone keeps asking is it actually built for slow swingers or is that just marketing? Let's find out. So, first, a little context. The average amateur golfer swings somewhere around 80 to 90 miles per hour with a driver. Some folks are down in the 70s, seniors, beginners, guys just getting back into the game. And the problem is, most premium golf balls, your Pro V1s, your TP5s, they're built for swing speeds of 100 miles per hour and up. Faster, more aggressive, tour level compression. If you can't compress the ball properly, you're not activating those performance features. You're basically playing the wrong equipment. It's like putting racing tires on a Sunday driver. The specs sound great on paper, but they're made for a completely different machine. That's exactly the gap Bridgestone says the E12 Contact fills. And honestly, after spending some real time with this ball, I think they might actually be right. All right, so what makes this ball stand out? It comes down to one thing: the dimple design. Bridgestone calls it the Contact Force Dimple, and it's genuinely different from anything else out there. Basically, these aren't your standard round dimples. They're engineered to create more surface area contact between the ball and your club face at impact. What that means in real life is more efficient energy transfer. Your swing energy actually goes into the ball, not around it. And when you've got a slower swing, you need every bit of energy transferred as efficiently as possible. The result? You get more ball speed even with a slower swing, lower side spin, so your shots go straighter, and a higher launch angle, which is exactly what a slower swinger needs to carry the ball farther in the air. It's a two-piece distance ball under the hood, but the dimple tech is where the magic actually happens. And it's not gimmick stuff. You can feel and see the difference on the course. Now let's talk feel, because this matters, especially around the greens. Off the putter, it's soft, not marshmallow soft like some low compression balls where you're not sure the putt is gonna reach the hole. It's got a nice, quiet, slightly muted sound, a little bit of a thud, not the crisp click of a urethane tour ball, but honestly, not bad at all. Short putts feel solid and controlled, and on longer lag putts, you still get enough feedback to judge pace reasonably well. Nothing feels dead or disconnected. With a wedge, though, this is where I was actually kind of surprised. The contact force dimple creates more friction on the face at impact, which means more spin around the greens than you'd expect from a ball at this price point. It's not quite tour ball level spin, but it's way closer than most mid-tier balls get. If you've been playing something like a Top Flight or an old Callaway Supersoft and you've been frustrated with how shots just release off the green with no check, this ball is a legit upgrade in that department. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting: driver performance, because this is where slow swingers need the most help. Off the tee, the E12 Contact is impressively low spin, and for most everyday golfers, especially those who tend to balloon the ball up high or miss it left and right off the face, that is huge news. Low spin off the driver means two things. First, your ball flight gets more penetrating, less of that high, floating shot that stalls out and goes nowhere in the wind. Second, your side spin gets reduced, which is really just a fancy way of saying your slice or your hook gets tamed down. Shots go straighter, stay in play more. Distance-wise, golfers with moderate swing speeds should see a real pickup: higher launch off the tee, better carry through the air, and then some rollout on the other end. From everything I've seen in testing and real on-course play, it checks out. This ball is genuinely longer for slower swingers compared to a harder, high compression ball they can't properly compress. One thing to keep in mind, because it's low spin, if you're already a naturally low spin player with a faster swing speed, you might find it a touch too flat off long irons. But for the target player here, someone swinging 70 to 90 miles per hour, that is not going to be an issue at all. With the irons, the low spin story continues. And again, for most golfers, this is a feature, not a bug. Short and mid irons, distance actually goes up. Less spin means a more penetrating, flatter flight with more rollout and more total distance. For someone who's been coming up short on par threes or struggling to reach greens in regulation, that extra distance every single iron shot is meaningful over 18 holes. Long irons and hybrids, the low spin can mean slightly less carry because you do need some spin to hold the ball up at those longer distances. But if you're playing this ball, you're likely in the 70 to 90 miles per hour swing speed range, which means hybrids are your best friends anyway. And hybrids work really well with the E12 contact. Accuracy and forgiveness with irons is solid too. Mishits stay in play better than you'd expect. The contact force. Dimple keeps side spin under control even when your strike isn't perfect, which, let's be honest, for most of us is most of the time. Quick word on durability. The Surlyn cover on this ball holds up really well. It's tougher than softer urethane covers, so it doesn't scuff up badly after hitting cart paths or getting into the rough. For recreational golfers, you'll almost always lose the ball before you actually wear it out. That's a good thing. All right, back to the original question. Is the Bridgestone E12 contact actually the best for slow swingers, or is it just hype? Here's my honest take. Yes, for a large portion of slower swing speed players, this ball is legitimately one of the best options in its price range. Let me break down who this is actually for. If you swing under 90 miles per hour with the driver, this is probably your ball. You'll get more distance, straighter shots, and better feel around the greens than a tour ball you can't compress anyway. If you struggle with a slice or a persistent hook off the tee, the low side spin tech is going to help you. You will keep it in the fairway more often. Simple as that. If you're a mid to high handicapper who just wants a ball that does a little bit of everything without costing you $60 a dozen, this is it. Now, who should probably look elsewhere? If you're a lower handicap with a faster swing who really relies on high greenside spin to work the ball, you'll likely want something with a urethane cover. Boring ball flight with low spin tendencies, adding more low spin isn't going to help your game. But for the average American golfer, the guy or gal playing weekend rounds shooting somewhere in the 85 to 100 range, swing speed in that 75 to 90 miles per hour window, this ball was basically made for you. Let's talk price, because it genuinely matters. The E12 contact runs about $30 a dozen, right in the middle of the price spectrum. Not a budget ball, not a tour ball. And at that price point, you're usually getting recycled hand-me-down technology from 2 or 3 generations ago. That is not what's happening here. The Contact Force Dimple is current technology built specifically for this category of golfer, not leftover tour ball tech they repackaged for a lower price. If you usually play a $20 or $25 ball and step up to this, I think you'll notice the difference immediately. And if you've been paying 50 or 60 for tour balls thinking that's what you need, you might actually save money and play better golf at the same time. That is a rare win-win in this sport. It also comes in matte green, matte red, and matte yellow, which is a nice practical touch for visibility in rough and around trees, especially for slower swing speeds that tend to miss a few more fairways. Rating? Easily one of the best values in golf balls on the market right now, right up there alongside the Shrixon Soft Feel and Callaway Super Soft. But the Contact Dimple technology gives it a real edge in the distance and accuracy departments that those balls just don't have. All right, that's gonna do it for the Bridgestone E12 Contact review. If you found this helpful, and if you're wondering what other balls stack up against this one at the same price point, I'll link a comparison video right here. Plenty more ball reviews coming. So, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss them. Until next time, keep it in the short grass. I'll catch you in the next one.